What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel and welcome to my reaction series. Today, I want to talk about how players just seem to get it all. Now, it's interesting because when you grow up in life, you're always told that like the players, the bad boys, they don't win in the end. And I think as conservatives and Christians, you don't want them to win. But the older I get in life, I see them winning. This isn't what I want to happen. This isn't what I wish to happen. But when I look at the chessboard in life, if anything, I see conservative men losing more. And in my experience interviewing victims of divorce rape, I see, Christian guys losing probably the most. And the reason is Christian men are told not to deal with and date a lot of women. Now, I understand the reasoning behind this. I understand it, right? Because the Bible says something, and morally, they feel like that's against their morals. I totally get that. But the problem this leaves Christian men is they tend to be very naive with women. So by the time a woman's 25, the amount of sexual experience she's had just runs circles around these guys. Because men, they don't tend to get a lot of sexual experience until after they're 30. That's when women start approaching them. That's when women start being interested in them. The tables turn when guys are 30, and it just goes downhill for us ladies. But so the problem I see with Christian men is, a lot of times they don't know who they're marrying. These women, they come to church, and you have no idea what they've been doing for the last decade of their life, and at 27, now they're magically God-fearing Christians when the last decade you've been in the club. I don't. But the player men that have dealt with women for a decade, they understand this. And they're much better able to pick up the patterns of behavior with women. So an example of someone who won in life really is Donald Trump. I mean, if you look at Donald Trump's experience with women, I think we have 4 decades of him just with beautiful blonde women. He's had kids with 3 supermodels. And he's raised all successful children, and now he's married to a supermodel. So what? I don't know what this means. I'm just telling you guys, when I analyze the chessboard, that's just what I see. I don't see players losing in the long run and having these, vapid lives where they don't end up having a family and children. It just usually is one chick gets obsessed with them enough, follows them around long enough, and boom, now he's got a wife. And the reason I thought of this was I was looking at Donald Trump's family. And I mean, guys, let's look at Stormy Daniels. This man come on, let's be honest, had sexual relations allegedly with a porn star. His wife isn't going anywhere. She's like, I didn't see it, right? I mean, obviously he's well off, but that happened to Bill Gates, the guy who's been married for 20 plus years. His wife left. Jeff Bezos' wife left. So the reason I wanted to point this out was I saw a speech done by Donald Trump's granddaughter. And to me, what this shows is, for whatever reason, women, we just love players. You would think, all of this reputation destruction the last couple years, the women in Donald Trump's life are really like by his side. And these are just patterns that I see. So we're going to react to his granddaughter talking about him at the RNC. And by the way, this is kids with his first wife, I think. Donald Trump Jr., I think that's his first wife. Not 1, not 2, but 3 baby mothers, 3 supermodels. I'm like, how can Donald Trump win at life anymore? He just dodged a bullet. I literally don't know.
I begin my remarks. I'm going to do something a little uncharacteristic. A Trump is going to give up the microphone. Doesn't happen often. You may never see it again. But I got a call on Monday morning from a young lady who said, Dad, I want to speak at the RNC. I want to speak at the RNC because I want America to know what my grandpa is actually like. So for the first time ever on a stage, first time ever giving a speech, I want to bring...
You know, and the reason I'm pointing this out is I always hear from the TradCon men. I always hear that if you live a life of degeneracy, the outcomes will be terrible. And that's just not what I see in real life for men that do that. I'm not saying men should or shouldn't. I want to make that clear. But I just look at the outcomes. What guy wouldn't want 6 successful children and a granddaughter that talks about him like this?
My eldest daughter and the eldest granddaughter of the President of the United States, your favorite president, Kai Madison Trump.
I just know so many men across America watched this and fell in love. She's so beautiful.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kai Madison Trump. I am the granddaughter of Donald Trump. I'm speaking today to share the side of my grandpa that people don't often see. To me, he's just a normal grandpa. He gives us candy and soda when our parents aren't looking. He always wants to know how we're doing in school. When I made the high honor roll, he printed it out to show his friends how proud he was of me. I know. He calls me during the middle of the school day to ask how my golf game is going and tells me all about his. But then I have to remind him that I'm in school and I'll have to call him back later. When we play golf together, if I'm not on his team, he'll try to get inside of my head. I know. And he's always surprised that I don't let him get to me. But I have to remind him I'm a Trump too.
How many guys, now we have women that aren't even taking their husband's last name. It's crazy. And these are good men. And the thing is, I come from just a different point of view because I've interviewed so many guys that are the victims of getting their children stolen, of getting all of their assets stolen. And what blew my mind was I can't think of a single guy that I interviewed that I would say was an asshole. I would say genuinely, most of the guys I interviewed had some sort of faith, had a good job, and were contributing productive members of society. None of them were trying to talk to multiple girls. And it's just interesting because, and I hate talking about this because I never want it to seem like I'm pushing one way or the other. But it just seems like the guys that act like closer to Trump or that date around and that sort of thing, they just tend to have better outcomes. They don't get divorced as much. The women in their lives respect them more. And I just see these patterns, guys. I can't unsee it.
Even when he's going through all these court cases, he always asks me how I'm doing. He always encourages me to push myself to be the most successful person I can be. Obviously, he sets the bar pretty high, but who knows, maybe one day I'll catch him. On Saturday, I was shocked when I heard that he has been shot, and I just wanted to know if he was okay. It was heartbreaking that someone would do that to another person. A lot of people have put my grandpa through hell, and he's still standing. Grandpa, You are such an inspiration, and I love you. The media makes my grandpa seem like a different person, but I know him for who he is. He's very caring and loving. He truly wants the best for this country, and he will fight every single day to make America great again. Thank you very much.
And the crazy thing is, you know, you could see how proud she is to be a part of his legacy, to, you know, have his last name. She puts it in her speech. And so many guys out there, it's the saddest thing. And they don't, it's funny because so many guys don't think anything of it. You know, when when women want to do the hyphen, like her name, his name, it just means she's not proud to be with you. Because any chick that's not willing to take your last name, she doesn't want to be a part of her legacy. She'd rather be a part of her own. So, you know, these are just patterns that I see. Maybe I'm wrong, but let me know in the comments. Are these patterns that you guys see too, or am I just making this up? Let me know. Make sure you like the video on your way out, and let me know, what would you like to add to our set? Subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you next time.